Hey guys, this is Starlight Strategist bringing you a deck profile. This is a post KMC. I had taken this to our local one. It was at Comic Quest in Evansville, Indiana. I ended up placing 10th, which, you know, I was more than happy about that. I ended up, I got knocked out by Firelight Rush, whatever. All the games that I lost, those people ended up going into the top 8. Couldn't be happier for them. All those games went into Game 3. Just really exciting matches. Like, I have no regrets about it. But anyways, I placed 10th, which, 10th, cool. I didn't make top cut, but I did win my Civ bag. I was the Fire Champion, so I got my print. I got the newer, fancier bag. It's a real nice, really high quality. Like, just blew me away how nice of a bag it was, because I've never actually had one or looked at them extensively. Deck box, all that. Let me see if I can find the dice real quick. A lot of guys on Dojo have seen these. These are the dice that we had made for the event itself. I don't think it's gonna focus in on it, but anyways, you got the Dual Master Civ handle, Civ symbol, and it says CQ in the middle. Again, it's not gonna focus, but anyways, really cool. You can pick these up at Comic Quest events. Otherwise, I don't think we are going to be selling these. And I did have the pleasure of helping to design this. So really cool stuff. Everyone got one, and the winner got a full set. And we gave out full set. We gave out Old Man Winter, a foil sheet, tons of structure decks, sleeves. Everyone walked out with at least one thing, which was just really cool, really exciting. I think everyone had a really good time. It ran real smooth, so really pumped about that. But anyways, onto my list. This is Foulbirds. This was a deck we probably stayed up till close to 5 in the morning, just straight testing. I got there around 7:30, and I had built dragons ahead of time. At the time, Sexy Dream Pirate was playing something like Kurgar, big stuff, kind of close to Huda big stuff in a way. Shelby was playing his Dead Sea, and Logan really just hadn't decided. So, I mean, just the night, we tested everything. We knew Haven was going to be there. We knew dragons were going to be there. We knew there was going to be rush. We actually expected a lot of rush, and really, all that rush we expected ended up being blurples. So we were a little underprepared for that, but I'll get more into that. But anyways, playing dragons, and as the night went on, I tried ramp, I tried everything. Like, it's dragons, so it did what it needed to do. But we're like, you know what? We need that aggression against Haven. We need to build a field. We need to just blow it up. Why don't we just play Falburn? And Falburn's just one of those cards, it's like, top deck, okay, cool, but this deck is 24 dragons, 23 non-dragon cards. So you have a slightly over 50% chance of topping a dragon. And just that, when it goes off, it's just incredible. There's a lot of times you whiff, and you whiff more than you should by statistics, but the times it does, it just works. And I'm going to go into all the cards. And anyways, like I said, I ended up taking 10th. Sexy Dream Pirate, Mike Perry, ended up liking the deck, just watching me test with it. And it was going through Firelight Rush. It was going through all these things. It was just testing so well. And he was like, all right, I'm just going to build this. And he ended up building it. And he almost went to last minute, but he ended up sticking with it. And he had a 4-card difference, just, kind of card availability, and just wanted to try his own things. And he ended up taking second, which is just, oh man, I couldn't be happier for him, especially since Falburn took top 2. Shelby, Junk Monkey Jeffers, ended up taking 3rd, I believe it was 3rd, final standings, with his Dead Sea, and literally just missed it by a Storm Spark Blast. Like, it was just a really tense moment. The whole room was silent, and just that Storm Spark flipped, last shield, and it was just, it was so close. But hey, Philip Rose did an excellent job. He played good. Everyone there, we had a lot of great players and great competition. So it was just, like I said, it was really cool to meet everyone, meet all sorts of new people. and it's just really exciting, really fun event. So this was actually my first KMC. I didn't end up making it to any last season, so this was my first, and probably my only one this season. If you've watched previous videos, I just had a kid. I've got 2 kids now, and things have just been absolutely nuts. I just do not have the time to go driving around, road tripping around. So this was a local event. I kind of, we really worked up to this, and to walk out, like, all I wanted was my Civ bag. That's all I cared about. It's like, if it was Seattle or Civ bag, I was going to be like, hey, go to Seattle. I want my bag. But no, I just absolutely had a fantastic time. And so, sorry for rambling, just really excited. And let me get into the deck itself. I've shown it on Dojo, but I want to go in card by card. So, 3 Infernus, because, I don't know, that doesn't really need explaining. Herald for me was an absolute MVP throughout the day. He just pulled off so many great plays, no matter what turn it was. And the only issue I had, and one thing I noticed, is just with so much blurple and the rush, he just needs to stick to the board turn 4. He needs to come down turn 4, and he needs to stick. And I say that because, I got double Rusalka, like they Rusalka'd my bird. I finally hardcast Herald, they Rusalka that. There's almost no coming back from that, because they've already just got the field, they've got everything, and you're just relying on Blast to just stay afloat. So he needs to stick, and there's not a lot of ways to do that. But when he does, he puts in a great amount of work, and people tend to stop dropping certain things if they know it's coming up. So really cool. Played 2 hyperspeed. Now the Varakas I got right before the event, literally, like, traded for them right before. It was Robert from Kaijudo247. Traded with him, great guy. No, we did some trading, ended up getting the Varakas, and then it was like, oh no, I haven't tested it, so had to wipe the field. Like, keep in mind, I bought no Shattered, none at all. I literally bought this as a single, and the Varakas I was just hoping to get a trade for, and it worked out. But so we had 3 hyperspeed originally, bumped it down to 2 to make room for one of the Varakas. And hyperspeed was still a great player, because you could drop him on the turn 4, follow him up with a unsuspecting Herald, because usually they think you don't have it in hand. But otherwise, just everything coming in, swinging in. Hyperspeed and Falburn are best friends in the world. I can't tell you enough. So hyperspeed, still really good. And if you have a dragon in field, or an armored dragon, he's a Gilliflame, just about, because you're more than likely going to have a bird on field. There's 8 birds in this list, so he comes in, he swings, he kills, he does a good job. Falburn was obviously one of the main points of the deck. The deck was slightly built to him. Didn't want to make this just about him, and you can't. Like, there were times I'd have 2 Falburns on field and whiff both of them, or whiff 3 in a row, and there's just, like, nothing you can do about that. But you got to think, at least, if you have 1 bird, he's a 6 for 6k dragon. If you have Umbra on board, he has Slayer. He's giving you the +1. He has some form of invulnerability. So even without his ability, he's decent. Like, he's just like, he's okay. But just when his ability hits off, it works so well. Like, you'd have hyperspeed, Nyx on board, and you drop the Falburn, get the +1, swing with Falburn, top deck of Falburn, get another +1, swing with that, General Skycrusher, pop something, another like, these are real things that happen during the event. Like, when it goes off, it just goes nuts. Like, and like, those moments make it worth playing. Those other moments you whiff, it's like, okay. But like, those times you top deck the Awakened or the Andromeda, it makes it worthwhile. Does it need to be a 3? Maybe not, He might even just not need to be in the deck for consistency's sake, but he was fun to play. I had a blast with this deck, and against the Haven matchup, I played 2 Havens. I actually won both of them. First one was just so close, it could have gone either way. And the second one, Falburn came in and did everything he needed to do, and I just overwhelmed the field before he could even get to 10 mana. So that was kind of the idea behind it was to take the field. Just, this field is mine. If you let me get set up in those first 4 turns, I'm taking this. You have no control anymore. So it worked in that regard. Sky Crusher. Sky Crusher was one of those cards I was like, you know what, this is going to be nice against Haven. I can bump my Infernus. I can just swing over those things that are already getting the buff. I didn't give him credit for popping 3K because Cyber Scamp was everywhere. Cyber Scamp, Featherfin Stalkers, stuff like all these new cards, Gaunt Boneweaver, like all these new Blurple, Dark, like all these new sort of tempo aggression. He just hits, and by the end of the event, I found myself holding him from opening hand because he was just so useful. He would come down just that 7 for 8k, usually get 6 for 8k or a 5 for 8, just coming in free. Like, he puts in so much work, and he makes all your everything else better. I mean, your birds are swinging over things when he's in the field. So this is one of those cards that I think needs to be a 3 of. He's kind of like your Screeching Scare Adorable in a way for dragons. But he helped out so much. Just being able to kill those scamps and hold them down was crucial. So that was great. Didn't see myself playing Andromeda a lot. I think I played him like twice during the day. I never really found the need to stabilize. Like, sure, it would have been nice at moments to stabilize, but I still managed to win the game without doing so. So I thought I needed all this shield regen. I originally had 2 Volorans in here and the 3 Andromedas, but honestly, Andromeda wasn't nearly the stabilized that I needed that Lyra was. Lyra might be one of the big MVPs of the day, just holding them down to get that extra turn to set up and to retaliate. Lyra just put in so much work, and following up Herald with Lyra, getting the pluses off Nyx, and just blowing up the field. Lyra did an absolutely phenomenal job throughout the day, and it's just still such a strong card. So, Lyra, you done good. Viraka. So, like I said, no previous testing with Viraka, but I had really done a lot of theory and just thinking about him. Like, ever since he's been just spoiled, I just wanted to play him, so I put a lot of thought into him. So it was really natural to play him when I did, because I already knew kind of what needed to happen. I mean, it's almost self-explanatory, but there's a lot of really cool sneaky things you can do with him. And so if you hit him off foul burn, you could drop the Viraka, swing in with that, then you could pick up the foul burn so they can't just retaliate, because it's only a 6k. Really easy to kill. Otherwise, you can, I did live the Lyra dream, where you just keep picking up Lyras, dropping those down. I mean, that worked out so well. And otherwise, I'd just pick up a bird, just because I knew I could drop it down real cheap. So, there's a lot of great things you can do with Viraka. Viraka puts in a lot of work. Everything gets fast attack, including your Lyras, including your Andromedas, your birds, not just off the hyperspeed armor dragon. So Viraka is one of those cards that could be a 3 of very easily. You could cater the deck more towards him. So this deck could take many shapes, but this is what it took for the KMC because, just limited time. So Valoran in testing did absolutely great. Bonkers. Just, I ran 2, hitting it off Herald, just swinging in, getting that extra shield, retaliating, revenge killing. Awesome. During the event, never played him once. And I dropped down to 1 off of 2 so I could fit the other prints. And I think I forgot that I only had 1 left in deck. So that was one of my big issues. I'd throw him in mana because that was just my initial reaction. But either way, like, being a 9-drop really hurts him, actually. If he was an 8, it'd be much easier, but it just is what it is. It's a very powerful card. It works very well. But I didn't get to play it like I did in testing. So it's just how it worked out during the event. So still a great card. I don't regret playing him, and by any means. And then OG Tatsurian. I almost took him out so many times. I was so close so many times, and it was my last match. It was against Blurple Tempo, wiped all my shields. I had nothing set up. I was like, that's it, that's game. and I look at my hand, I have him sitting in hand, and I'm like, oh, you. And I just drop him down, get the fast attack, kill their only attacker, and from there I built an entire field, and I was able to build the field, stabilize, and just take it from there. So it was just, this was the reason I survived that game. Like, it absolutely made my final round, and without it, I wouldn't have gone where I was. And so that one moment just makes it all worthwhile. It makes it worth that one of tech. So he still really has a lot of synergy. Being a 6 for 6K, double breaker, I mean, I dropped him on field just to get the +1 off Nyx a couple times, just to have the body, but I wasn't abusing his ability. But the times you use his ability to just hold him off is just very useful, especially in such an aggressive lists. So, very cool stuff. Dreadclaw, never played once. I expected discard. After ARG, seeing the discard list, stuff like that, I expected discard, so I played it. And I dropped it down from 2 because I'm like, I don't think I need 2. And I didn't even need the 1 because I played so aggressively. That was the point of the deck, was to be aggressive, to beat out the Haven, and just, so it just did. I didn't need it, but it was a dark mana, which was really nice to get the Umbra out. So I don't regret playing it, because had I played something with high discard, this would have been a key player, but I just didn't. So Laws I played down a few times, especially against Tempo. It was very nice because it could swing over things, and I got the +1s. Just that extra draw was really nice, kind of holding them off and not being able to be targeted. But against things like dragons, like rival dragons, stuff like that, it just wasn't that useful. So 2 was a good number. 3 just seemed overkill, but that's, I mean, I had a different game plan. This wasn't so much control. 8 birds. I did go birdie beatdown against one of the Havens. It was the final match, and I just opened all birds, and I'm just like, this is happening. So birdie beatdown actually worked. Took out all his shield, forced the bottle, and it just didn't have an answer. So the birds were able to take it just by themselves, and just the fact that it has almost a small rush archetype within the deck. It's just really cool, the fact that you can go that route. So you have options. You can play the deck differently depending on what you're playing. So really cool stuff. Good progression. I played 9 birds originally, and it was too much. I mean, you'd think that 1 bird wouldn't make that big of a difference, but it felt like it did, so I took it out. I feel a lot more comfortable. Really cool. Judgment I dropped to 2 from 3. 3 wasn't cutting it for me. The big issue was I'd have Herald on board. They'd kill off my bird, and they'd have 1 creature on board. And I couldn't use Piercing to tap it because I'd have to bump the Herald. So, I mean, obviously I still used it in Herald plays when I had multiple things on field, or even if I had a bird on field that I could bounce back. But in those moments where it's just like the 1v1, it didn't work. Mostly what it was used for was a great mana fixer turn 1, so I knew I had the Lux and the Nyx. So it worked in that regards. I still really like it. It was great to see off Blast, kind of hold off that rush. But 2 Bumbleblades. 3 was just too much. You'd see it too often. You barely ever hardcast it. I think I hardcasted it once, but seeing off shields was really nice, and I just needed that extra dark mana. 3 Pits, because Pit is awesome. I mean, it's just an absolutely fantastic shield blast. It's a fantastic hard cast. It just deals with creatures, and it's that simple. You just deal with it, done. 3 Stormspark. Tried 2, but when you're playing against Haven, you need that 3rd. If they get the Haven on field, you need the Stormspark. It's the only way through. So 3 Stormspark and 3 Bottle, because this deck's a whore. That's the easiest. That's the nicest way to put it. I mean, this deck has 9 ways to cheat dragons in. Between Bottle, Foulburn, and Herald, this deck is just meant to get dragons for free. Like, I don't want to spend my precious mana on dragons. I barely ever charged 2/9 mana. I literally just cheated them. Like, I was like, it feels dirty, but it was the mechanic that I felt would work best against the decks that were being played, and it did work. It was very fun. Like, it's a very enjoyable list. And bottle, there's been a lot of like crazy bottle talk. The best thing I bottled all day, I think, was a Herald. I mean, I bottled Baraka once, kind of cool. Didn't really like secure the game or anything for me, but bottling a Herald excessively early in the game is just devastating when you're holding on to the Awakened or the Andromeda. So, yeah, honestly, I bottled birds more than anything. Like I said, like, I could have actually gone without it and played another blast and probably done just as well. Like, that's how I felt about it. So, do I think bottle's broken? In some regards, yeah. Seeing a bottled Haven, it's just like, all right, game 2, like, whatever. But I mean, just it didn't. I don't know. Bottle is a discussion for another time. It's just a really long one, really drawn out, and it's not worth it, because honestly, I didn't feel broken for using it because it didn't do anything absolutely devastating. So, like, I feel bad when I bottle Infernus turn 2. Like, that's stupid. I apologize. But yeah, bottle, whatever. So this list is it's just fun. It's a lot of fun. Do I think in the future I'm going to play Falburn? Maybe not. I might tech Falburn. He's really cool when he goes off. Like I said, there's a lot of plays that just, when he goes off, you're just like, all right, this game is mine. I just took it. There's nothing they can do about that. But it is inconsistent at best. So let me know what you think in the comments below. You know, like I said, I just had a great time. Anyone that I met at KMC, it was awesome meeting you. I hope I get to see you at future events. And I hope you guys come down again. If you do, let me or any other Team Ascension members know. We do have a Team Ascension Junior, Connor, who made top 8 with his Blurple. He beat me in Swiss, and we played some great games. And he's a 12-year-old kid, like, just really humble. Like, you sit down and he goes, "You're probably gonna beat me, but this is gonna be a fun game." And you're just like, that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me, like, before a game. Like usually it's like, "Hey, good luck, man. I hope you do good, you whatever." But like, this kid's just like, he doesn't give himself the credit he deserves. Like, great guy. But we decided to name him Ascension Junior, just because he won't be coming out to any like bars or anything with us. But honestly, he's an absolutely great player, and I can't wait to see what else he does at events. But yeah, let me know what you think of the list, guys. I'm going to have more videos coming up. Like I said, things have been absolutely nuts lately, but I'm going to try to get back in the groove of things now that things are getting a little more consistent at home. But yeah, hope you guys, if you guys have already done a KMC, I hope you had a great time. If you haven't yet, good luck. I hope you have fun. I might put up a video of what I think about the lists that are being seen a lot. And yeah. Anyways, keep testing, guys. Peace.